Kansas, often referred to as the Sunflower State, is a landlocked state situated in the Midwestern United States, in the eastern section of the Great Plains. It shares its northern border with Nebraska, its eastern border with Missouri, its southern border with Oklahoma, and its western border with Colorado. The capital of Kansas, Topeka, is situated in the northeastern part of the state. However, the state's most populous city is Wichita, home to nearly 400,000 residents. Wichita is located in the south-central region of Kansas, where it lies at the meeting point of the Arkansas and Little Arkansas rivers. The Wichita, Pawnee, Osage, Kiowa, Kansa, Comanche, Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes are all native to present-day Kansas, with historical records revealing that these tribes had many thriving communities throughout the state before European settlement. In 1803, the United States obtained the territory of Kansas through the Louisiana Purchase Agreement with France. The Union later admitted it as a state on January 29, 1861, making it the 34th state. Kansas is a state in the United States, bounded by Nebraska to the north, Missouri to the east, Oklahoma to the south, and Colorado to the west. It is located in the Great Plains of the North American continent. Topeka became the capital in 1861. The geographic center of the 48 contiguous United States is near Lebanon, Kansas, close to the Nebraska border. Kansas, located in the Great Plains of the North American continent, is known for its varied topography, from the high plains in the west to the hilly, timbered areas in the northeast. The state's mean elevation is about 2,000 feet, 610 meters, rising from 680 feet, 210 meters, in the southeast to over 4,000 feet, 1,200 meters, near the Colorado border. The state has two principal rivers, the Kansas and the Arkansas, and a number of man-made reservoirs. Buffalo grass is native to the west and central regions, bluestem around the Flint Hills, and bluegrass in the east. Kansas is popularly known as the Sunflower State, as sunflowers grow in profusion. The capital of Kansas is Topeka. Topeka is located on the Kansas River in the eastern part of the state and was founded in 1854 by anti-slavery colonists. Topeka's economy is based on agriculture, manufacturing, and government services. It is home to Washburn University and other attractions such as the Topeka Zoological Park and the Kansas International Museum. The State House in Topeka is modeled after the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Kansas became a state on January 29, 1861, but the road to statehood was paved with conflict. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 introduced popular sovereignty, allowing residents to decide on the slavery issue, which led to the Bleeding Kansas period, 1854 to 1859. Free soil and pro-slavery advocates clashed, resulting in violence and political chaos as each faction sought to control the territory and its future. The Lecompton Constitution, proposed in 1857, further fueled the struggle over slavery. The admission of Kansas as a free state furnished the newly formed Republican Party with an anti-slavery issue in the national election of 1860. Kansas has a diverse economy significantly shaped by both agriculture and manufacturing. The state leads the U.S. in wheat and sorghum grain production and ranks high in wild hay, beef, and hogs. Kansas is also a leader in wheat milling and a top producer of processed beef. The manufacturing sector produces camping gear, heating and air conditioning equipment, snowmobiles, and military and general aviation aircraft, with Wichita as a major center. Other manufacturing plants throughout the state produce items, such as baby and pet foods, prefabricated and mobile homes, greeting cards, tires, paint, and dishwashers. Additionally, Kansas is a top mineral-producing state, leading in helium production and producing Portland cement, stone, clay, salt, sand, gravel, and bituminous coal. Kansas is a landlocked state located in the central region of the United States, often identified as part of both the Midwest and the Great Plains. Its geographic position gives it a unique sense of balance. Situated at the literal and symbolic heart of the country, Kansas has long served as a crossroads for migration, commerce, and cultural exchange. Bordered by Nebraska to the north, Missouri to the east, Oklahoma to the south, and Colorado to the west, the state reflects a blend of influences that have shaped its identity over time. Though frequently associated with wide-open prairies and agricultural life, Kansas is far more complex than its popular image suggests, embodying a rich history, a diverse economy, and a resilient cultural spirit. The physical landscape of Kansas is one of its most defining characteristics. Much of the state consists of flat or gently rolling terrain, though there is a gradual rise in elevation from east to west, leading into the high plains. This topography creates vast expanses of land that seem to stretch endlessly toward the horizon, giving Kansas its reputation for open skies and sweeping views. These landscapes are not only visually striking but also deeply influential in shaping the state's economy and way of life. The fertile soil, combined with a continental climate marked by hot summers and cold winters, has made Kansas one of the most productive agricultural regions in the United States. At the same time, the state lies within an area commonly known as Tornado Alley, where severe weather, including powerful tornadoes, can occur. This environmental reality has fostered a culture of preparedness and resilience among residents, who have learned to adapt to the challenges posed by nature. Historically, Kansas occupies a significant place in the narrative of the United States, particularly during the turbulent years leading up to the Civil War. In the 1850s, the region became the center of violence over the issue of slavery, a period often referred to as Bleeding Kansas. Pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers moved into the territory, each group determined to influence whether Kansas would enter the Union as a free or slave state. The resulting conflicts were intense and often brutal, serving as a precursor to the larger national conflict that would soon follow. Kansas ultimately joined the Union in 1861 as a free state, aligning itself with the Union cause and contributing to the broader struggle over the future of the nation. Agriculture has long been the backbone of Kansas's economy and identity. The state is widely known as the wheat state due to its leading role in wheat production, a crop that has become synonymous with Kansas itself. Fields of golden wheat stretching across the plains are a common and iconic image, representing both economic strength and cultural heritage. In addition to wheat, Kansas produces significant quantities of corn, soybeans, and livestock, particularly cattle. Ranching and farming have shaped not only the economy but also the social fabric of the state, fostering values such as hard work, self-reliance, and a deep connection to the land. Over time, technological advancements have transformed agricultural practices, allowing farmers to increase productivity while also facing new challenges related to sustainability and environmental impact. Beyond agriculture, Kansas has developed a diverse and evolving economy that includes manufacturing, energy production, and aviation. The city of Wichita is often referred to as the air capital of the world because of its prominent role in aircraft manufacturing. Companies based in Wichita have produced a wide range of aircraft, contributing significantly to both the national and global aviation industries. This sector has provided jobs, driven innovation, and reinforced Kansas's importance in advanced manufacturing. In addition, the state has resources such as oil and natural gas, as well as a growing presence in renewable energy, particularly wind power. Wind turbines have become a familiar sight in parts of Kansas, symbolizing a shift toward sustainable energy solutions. Culturally, Kansas reflects a blend of traditions rooted in its frontier past and influenced by waves of migration and settlement. Early European immigrants, including German, Swedish, and Czech communities, brought their customs, languages, and traditions, many of which continue to influence local culture today. African American settlers known as exodusters also played an important role in the state's history, establishing communities in search of freedom and opportunity after the Civil War. These diverse influences have contributed to a cultural landscape that values community, heritage, and resilience. Festivals, fairs and local events often celebrate these traditions, bringing people together and reinforcing a shared sense of identity. Education has been a cornerstone of development in Kansas, with institutions such as University of Kansas and Kansas State University playing key roles in shaping the state's intellectual and cultural life. These universities are centers of research, innovation, and learning, attracting students from across the country and around the world. They contribute to advancements in fields ranging from agriculture and engineering to medicine and the arts. At the same time, primary and secondary education systems serve as important community anchors, particularly in smaller towns where schools often function as hubs of social activity. Kansas has also left its mark on American popular culture, perhaps most famously through its association with The Wizard of Oz. The story begins in the Kansas countryside, portraying the state as a place of simplicity and grounding reality before transitioning into a fantastical world. While this depiction is somewhat idealized, it has become an enduring symbol of Kansas's place in the national imagination. The image of Kansas as a home base steady, reliable, and rooted continues to resonate, even as the state evolves in modern times. Politically, Kansas has traditionally leaned conservative, with a strong history of support for the Republican Party. However, the political landscape is not monolithic. Urban areas such as Kansas City and Lawrence often exhibit more diverse viewpoints, reflecting broader national trends. Issues such as agriculture policy, education funding, healthcare access, and energy development are central to political discussions within the state. The interplay between rural and urban interests shapes policy decisions and contributes to a dynamic political environment. Transportation has played a crucial role in the development of Kansas, both historically and in the present day. During the era of westward expansion, trails such as the Oregon Trail passed through the region, bringing settlers and shaping the course of American history. The arrival of railroads further transformed Kansas, connecting it to national markets and facilitating economic growth. Today, a network of highways, rail lines, and airports supports commerce and mobility, reinforcing the state's role as a central hub within the United States. As Kansas has moved into the modern era, the relationship between rural and urban areas has become increasingly important. While much of the state remains rural and agriculturally focused, cities such as Overland Park and Topeka have grown significantly, offering opportunities in business, healthcare, and technology. These urban centers provide contrast to the quieter life of smaller towns, yet they are interconnected through shared economic and social systems. This balance between rural tradition and urban development is a defining feature of contemporary Kansas. Demographic changes have also influenced the state's development. Migration patterns, both within the United States and from abroad, have contributed to increasing diversity. Communities of Latin American origin, among others, have added new cultural dimensions to Kansas, influencing everything from cuisine to language. At the same time, some rural areas face population decline as younger residents move to cities in search of opportunities. Addressing these shifts is an ongoing challenge, requiring strategies to support both growth and stability. Environmental concerns are increasingly central to discussions about Kansas's future. The state's reliance on agriculture makes it particularly sensitive to issues such as drought, soil health, and water management. The Ogallala Aquifer, a vital source of groundwater, has been under pressure due to extensive use, prompting efforts to promote conservation and sustainable practices. At the same time, Kansas has emerged as a leader in wind energy, harnessing its natural conditions to produce renewable power. These developments reflect a broader effort to balance economic needs with environmental responsibility. Kansas also holds a significant place in the history of civil rights, particularly through the landmark case Brown v. Board of Education, which originated in Topeka. The Supreme Court's decision to declare racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional marked a turning point in American history and continues to influence discussions about equality and justice. This legacy underscores Kansas's role in shaping national progress and highlights the importance of its contributions beyond its borders. community life remains a central aspect of Kansas's identity. In many towns, social connections are strong, reinforced by local institutions such as schools, churches, and civic organizations. These networks provide support, foster cooperation, and create a sense of belonging. Whether responding to natural disasters or organizing local events, Kansans often rely on collective effort and shared responsibility. This emphasis on community is one of the state's most enduring strengths. Healthcare and education continue to be areas of focus, particularly in addressing disparities between urban and rural regions. Access to medical services can be limited in less populated areas, leading to efforts to expand telemedicine and regional partnerships. Similarly, ensuring quality education across the state requires ongoing investment and innovation. These challenges highlight the importance of infrastructure and policy in supporting the well-being of residents. Tourism, while not the primary economic driver, offers opportunities to showcase Kansas's natural beauty and historical significance. Sites such as Monument Rocks attract visitors with their unique geological features, while museums and heritage trails provide insight into the state's past. These attractions contribute to local economies and help preserve the stories that define Kansas. As Kansas looks toward the future, it faces a range of opportunities and challenges. Economic diversification, technological advancement, and environmental sustainability will play key roles in shaping its trajectory. Efforts to attract new industries, support entrepreneurship, and retain talent are essential for long-term growth. At the same time, preserving the values and traditions that define Kansas remains important. Kansas is a state that defies simple characterization. It is at once traditional and modern, rural and urban, local and globally connected. From its historical role in shaping the United States to its current contributions in agriculture, energy, and innovation, Kansas continues to evolve while remaining grounded in its core values. Its story is one of resilience, adaptation, and enduring significance, a testament to the complexity and richness of life in the American heartland. Thank you for watching this video.